The truth about economic instability in your pension. What every senior needs to know. If you're a retiree or someone approaching retirement, this video is truly for you. Because this chapter of life, your chapter, is supposed to be about peace, rest, and enjoying the fruits of a lifetime of hard work. You've spent decades building your career, raising your family, contributing to your community, and yes, paying taxes that help shape the world we live in today. You may have even served in the armed forces or worked long hours to provide stability and security for those you love. This is the time you deserve to slow down, to pursue passions that got put on hold, to watch your grandchildren grow, to spend more time with friends, to finally live life on your terms. But instead, many of you are finding that the freedom you imagined is slipping away. Because here's the hard truth. The money you planned your retirement around isn't stretching like it used to. Grocery bills rise every week. Energy and heating costs climb just as winter approaches. Medical expenses feel like an ever-growing burden. And if you live in the US, healthcare premiums and out-of-pocket costs might feel like a second mortgage, a weight that never lifts. It's frustrating, isn't it? To have worked and planned only to find your fixed income isn't enough to keep pace with the rising cost of living. Whether your income comes from the state pension here in the UK, Social Security in the US, or a private retirement fund, there's a limit to what you receive, and yet bills, expenses, and prices keep climbing. You might feel caught between wanting to live with dignity and the pressure to make tough choices every day. Do I heat my home or buy groceries? Should I skip a medication refill this month? Can I afford the bus fare to the doctor's appointment? If this resonates with you, you're not alone, and you're not imagining things. Today, we're going to take a close look at how economic instability is quietly but profoundly impacting pensioners like you across the UK, the US, and beyond. We'll explore the real challenges faced every day, from rising food and energy costs to healthcare struggles and transportation hurdles. But this isn't just about problems. We'll also discuss what governments are doing to help, and importantly, what they should be doing to protect your dignity and security. So take a moment for yourself, pour a cup of tea or coffee, settle into your favorite chair, and let's unpack what this all means for your life, today and in the years ahead. Part 1. Why retirees are feeling the pinch. Let's take a closer look at what's really behind the cost of living crisis hitting retirees across the UK and the US. Because this isn't just about rising numbers on a bill. It's about people's lives, their choices, and their dignity. First, in the UK, this issue has been a top priority in Parliament. Lawmakers and advocacy groups have been raising urgent alarms about how pensioners are struggling more than ever. But the same story is unfolding across the Atlantic, where senior advocacy organizations in Washington, D.C. are demanding reforms to protect older Americans. So what does this mean in real terms? It means that what used to be basic, affordable essentials, your daily food, your electricity to keep warm, public transport to get around, and medications you depend on, have become increasingly out of reach. Consider food, for example. Imagine going to the supermarket and seeing prices rise week after week. Bread, milk, fresh vegetables, meat, all costing more. For someone on a fixed income, this forces difficult choices. Do I buy less food, cheaper, less nutritious options, or skip meals so I can afford my medication? This is no exaggeration. A recent debate in the UK's House of Commons revealed a staggering fact. Millions of pensioners are now turning to food banks. 2 decades ago, this would have been unimaginable. Food banks were seen as emergency support for people in crisis, not a routine lifeline for the elderly. Similarly, in the US, studies show that over 1 in 7 older adults struggle with food insecurity. For many, their only income is Social Security. And when that income doesn't rise with inflation, it simply doesn't cover the essentials anymore. Energy bills are another major source of worry. With colder winters, keeping your home warm is a necessity, not a luxury. But rising gas and electricity costs mean many seniors face the heartbreaking choice of heat or eat. And the toll this takes on health, especially for older people, can be severe. Transportation costs also add to the squeeze. Many retirees rely on buses, trains, or ride shares to attend medical appointments, visit family, or simply get groceries. When fuel prices climb or public transport fares increase, it eats away at already tight budgets. Now here's an often overlooked but deeply important aspect. Many retirees today aren't just supporting themselves. You might be the primary financial supporter for your entire household. With the rising costs and unstable job markets, adult children may still be dependent on your help. Grandchildren may be living with you longer than expected. You're not just a retiree, you're a caregiver, a provider, a safety net for your family. And yet, your income hasn't grown to meet these new responsibilities. The weight on your shoulders is heavy, and the stress and fatigue that come with it affect more than just your finances. They affect your well-being, your peace of mind, and your sense of dignity. So this is why so many retirees are feeling the pinch right now. It's a complex, multifaceted challenge that goes far beyond the numbers on a bill. It's about survival, support, and respect in the years when you deserve to enjoy life, not just get by. Part 2. How economic instability hits retirees hardest. Now let's talk about a term that's been thrown around a lot lately: economic instability. But what does that really mean for you as a retiree or someone nearing retirement? Economic instability happens when the financial landscape becomes uncertain and unpredictable. Think of it like a shaky boat on rough waters. Inflation spikes, interest rates fluctuate, jobs become less secure, and governments find themselves juggling large debts. You might hear big words in the news: recession, stagflation, or cost of living crisis, and they can feel distant or confusing. But here's the reality. For you, it means your fixed income doesn't stretch as far as it once did. Your monthly pension or Social Security check buys less, while your everyday bills take up more and more of that limited budget. Food prices. Take something as basic and vital as food. Back in 2015, you could buy a pint of milk in the UK for less than 50 pence. Now it's often close to £1.50. That's nearly 3 times the price in just a few years. Over in the US, grocery prices have jumped by over 25% since 2020. For someone living on a fixed pension, this can be a serious blow. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality too. Many seniors have special dietary needs: low-sodium foods for heart health, fresh fruits and vegetables, or supplements to support bones and joints. All these healthier options tend to cost more, making it harder to eat well on a tight budget. Utilities and transport. Then there's utilities: electricity, gas, heating. Imagine a winter when your heating bill doubles from one year to the next. In the UK, this has become a harsh reality for many pensioners. And in the US, some states have seen a rise in elderly households facing power shutoffs because they simply can't keep up with the bills. Transportation is another big piece of the puzzle. Many seniors rely on buses, taxis, or ride shares to get to doctor's appointments, the pharmacy, or even to social events that keep loneliness at bay. But as fuel prices rise and fares increase, making those trips becomes more challenging, sometimes forcing difficult choices about whether to go out or stay home. Medication and healthcare. Healthcare is an ongoing concern that hits retirees especially hard. In the UK, the NHS still provides free care at the point of use, but long waiting lists mean many seniors are turning to private clinics, which can be costly and unaffordable. In the US, the situation is even more complicated. Medicare helps cover many costs, but it doesn't cover everything. Procedures, specialist visits, or prescriptions often come with high deductibles or copays. For some seniors, these out-of-pocket expenses can add up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars, money that many simply don't have. Living with dignity. But beyond these tangible costs, there's something deeper: the toll on your dignity and peace of mind. Having to decide between turning on the heat or buying groceries, that's not what retirement should be about. Many older adults feel too proud to ask for help, or they worry about being a burden. So they suffer quietly, sacrificing their own needs to stretch every dollar. But here's the truth. This isn't a failing on your part. It's a sign that our systems need to do better to protect seniors not just financially, but emotionally and socially. Because every older adult deserves to live with dignity, comfort, and respect. Part 3, what governments are doing and what they should do. Now let's look at what governments are doing and what more they really need to do to support retirees facing these challenges. Pension adjustments aren't keeping up. In the UK, there's something called the triple lock, a promise that your state pension will increase each year by whichever is highest. Inflation, average wage growth, or 2.5%. In theory, this should help protect your income against rising prices. But the reality, many pensioners say it still isn't enough. When you factor in rising costs of housing, food, energy, and healthcare, even a well-intentioned system like this falls short. The cost of living increases don't always match what it really takes to live comfortably. Across the Atlantic in the US, Social Security recipients did get a cost of living adjustment in 2025, providing a little extra relief. Yet with skyrocketing housing rents, grocery bills, and medical expenses, that increase barely makes a dent. Seniors often find themselves having to stretch every dollar thinner than ever before. Access to services. But it's not just about money. What good is a pension if you can't access the services you need? Timely health care is critical. Long waits for doctor's appointments, specialist care, or even getting prescriptions filled can seriously affect health and quality of life. And while some programs exist to help with transportation or housing, many local councils, states, and municipalities are struggling with limited budgets, meaning seniors often face delays or gaps in support. Reliable, affordable transport to get to medical appointments, social activities, or grocery stores is essential for maintaining independence. Yet many seniors report difficulty accessing these services. Recognizing seniors as caregivers. One issue that often goes unnoticed is the role older adults play as caregivers. In both the UK and the US, many grandparents are stepping up to raise their grandchildren. Seniors are also caring for adult children or relatives with disabilities, chronic illness, or addiction, and supporting family members facing long-term unemployment. These caregiving responsibilities can be physically, emotionally, and financially exhausting. Yet government policies often overlook this reality. Older adults aren't just recipients of support. They are pillars holding families and communities together. It's time for governments to acknowledge this vital role and design programs and benefits that reflect the true contributions seniors make, not treating them as passive dependents, but as active, valued caregivers and community members. Part 4, what can you do as a retiree? So after everything we've discussed, the challenges, the struggles, and the gaps in government support, where does that leave you as a retiree or soon-to-be retiree? Know your rights. First and foremost, know your rights. You have worked hard, paid taxes, and contributed to society all your life. Whether it's the UK's Equality Act, the Human Rights Act, or the US's Older Americans Act and Social Security protections, the law's on your side. You deserve to live with dignity, safety, and support. Understanding these rights empowers you to speak up when you face unfair treatment or neglect. You are not alone, and you are entitled to respect and assistance. Stay informed. Next, stay informed. Government policies and programs can change, and parliamentary debates or congressional hearings might directly affect your benefits and services. Joining newsletters from seniors organizations, following trusted news sources, or tuning into community meetings can help you stay ahead of these changes. The more you know, the better prepared you are to protect your interests. Reach out to your representatives. Don't underestimate the power of your voice. Writing to your local MP, member of Congress, or counselor about your experiences and concerns can make a difference, especially when many seniors speak up together. Your stories, your needs, and your votes matter. Politicians want to hear from real people, especially those affected by policies. Connect with others, don't isolate yourself. Connect with local support groups, community centers, churches, or organizations dedicated to seniors. These groups are often treasure troves of information, resources, and emotional support. Sharing your experiences and learning from others builds strength and solidarity. Remember, retirement isn't just about finances. It's about community, purpose, and dignity. So while the economic and political landscape can feel daunting, remember, knowledge is power and connection is strength. Together, we can advocate for a retirement that honors the decades of hard work you've given. As we wrap up, let's talk about something truly powerful: the strength that comes from community and advocacy. The power of community. Retirement can sometimes feel isolating, especially when financial pressures and health concerns weigh heavily. But remember, you are part of a vibrant community of seniors, people who have lived through challenges, changes, and triumphs. Connecting with others who share your experiences doesn't just offer friendship. It provides practical help, shared resources, and emotional support. Whether it's a local seniors center, a faith group, or an online community, these connections are invaluable. Advocacy, your voice matters. Beyond personal support, advocacy is the key to real change. When seniors come together to raise their voices, politicians and policymakers listen. This can mean better pension increases, improved healthcare access, or stronger protections against elder abuse. Many successful campaigns have been driven by seniors groups pushing for reform, and you can be part of that movement. How to get involved? Look for local or national organizations that champion senior rights. Join meetings, participate in calls to action, sign petitions, or simply share information with friends and family. Your stories are powerful. They bring a human face to the numbers and statistics that often drive policy. Staying positive and resilient. Lastly, keep hope and resilience at the center of your journey. Yes, there are struggles, but there are also opportunities to make your voice heard and to support one another. Together, seniors can shape a future where aging is respected, supported, and dignified. So as we close, remember this: you are not alone, and your voice can help build a better tomorrow, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others, subscribe for more content, and leave your thoughts or stories in the comments below. We're in this together. To all the incredible seniors watching this, your life, your experiences, your wisdom matter deeply. You have faced countless challenges, built families, communities, and shaped the world in ways big and small. But today, many of you are facing new hurdles. The rising cost of living, healthcare challenges, and the weight of family responsibilities can feel overwhelming. Yet through it all, your strength and resilience shine. Remember, you deserve dignity, respect, and support. The issues we discussed today, from economic instability to access to care, from community strength to advocacy, are not just abstract ideas. They are about your everyday life, your comfort, and your future. So what can you do? Stay informed, connect with others, raise your voice, and most importantly, never forget that you are not alone. If this video spoke to you, please help us grow this community by subscribing to Echoes of Elderly Wisdom. Together, we'll explore important topics, share stories, and find ways to support and empower each other. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your wisdom. And until next time, stay strong, stay valued, and keep shining your light.